What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Blade, and we're back with some more Alex Bale SpongeBob Marathon Reaction Definitive Edition HD Remix. I know I've been away for like 2 days, 3 days. Low-key, I wanted to see how YouTube pushes all my content that I made the past week. Doing pretty good, you know. The Cars Theory video is going crazy. We're at 3K views on that. W subs, we're at 362. I'm very happy about that. I love you guys. Keep up the good work and like and subscribe every video. If you're new, don't be new, okay? There's literally 99 or like 98% of you that are not subscribed. We need to fix that. That 98% subscribed, I would be at 1,000. That's all I'm saying. You don't want to be part of the 98%. You want to be part of the 2%. And that 2% would automatically change to the 98%. So without further ado, I'm stop yapping, and we're gonna start listening to the Television Theory by the GOAT Alex Bale. Let's get right into it.
The show SpongeBob SquarePants is not what you think it is. There is a secret group of puppet masters who are always watching the citizens of Bikini Bottom and pulling the strings. Hidden within Bikini Bottom are spies that keep an eye on the characters and make sure everything goes to plan. This is a conspiracy that will fundamentally change the way you look at the show SpongeBob SquarePants, and I believe it's all actually intended by the creators, and I'm gonna prove it. This is the Television Theory. To start this theory, we have to go back to the very beginning of the very first episode of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Ah, the sea. So fascinating. So wonderful. Here we see Bikini Bottom, teeming with life. Home of one of my favorite creatures, SpongeBob SquarePants. Yes, of course he lives in a pineapple, you silly.
So let me ask you a question. Who's speaking in this clip?
The narrator. Right?
Well, obviously that's just the narrator. We hear his voice many times throughout the show.
Ah, Goo Lagoon. A stinky mud puddle for you and me. Ah, the Krusty Krab. Through these doors pass all the many kinds of undersea life. Puff's Boating School, where diligent students learn the rules of the road.
But who exactly is the narrator? Well, he's just the narrator, right? We're not supposed to think about who he is or why we're hearing him. Lots of shows have narrator framing devices we're not supposed to think about.
Caillou was amazed that Mommy had made a rainbow.
Caillou's narrator does have an in-universe explanation. Yo, when's the Caillou theory?
Just like in the picture.
But there's something different about this narrator. He sounds a lot like he's narrating a nature documentary.
The ocean. From above, a simple blanket of water. But below, a complex world full of color, life, and wonder.
Ah, the sea. So fascinating. So wonderful. Here we see Bikini Bottom, teeming with life.
What if I told you that he's not just some random disembodied voice? He's an actual character in this universe.
Here we are again at the Bikini Bottom boating school.
Oh, is he the guy that's the human hand? I think the hand that always like comes in and like touches SpongeBob. Pause.
Today is once again the day of SpongeBob's boating school exam. But more importantly, this is the last test for the year. And if SpongeBob does not pass this one, it means another whole year of boating school!
Oh wait, I swear they showed this guy before. Yeah, I think they showed his whole face and body. He had the snorkeling gear on.
SpongeBob literally crashes into the fourth wall, and we actually get to see the narrator and the camera he's been filming with. The show SpongeBob SquarePants is not just a cartoon. Everything we see is a part of a nature documentary television show being filmed by scuba divers. Hey, Alex from the future here. It is kind of weird that the scuba diver seems so small here compared to most humans we see in the show. I go into this a little more at the end of the theory, but we know humans have access to shrinking technology, so I think it's very possible the filmmakers shrunk themselves down to film the show. And if you're still not convinced, I searched really hard and found an old SpongeBob DVD bonus feature that basically confirms everything.
Since before time even existed, land-loving scientists have tried to learn the secrets of intelligence. Their studies led them to the sea, where the citizens of one undersea colony demonstrated a genius so enormous, the scientists felt compelled to record their actions for use in teaching mankind how to live better. The name of this miraculous place? Bikini Bottom. Poring over the mass of brainy masterminds scattered about this strange land, the scientists chose 6 Bikini Bottom residents at random to study. As the scientists marveled at the advanced knowledge and superior intellect of these 6 creatures,
I went to college!
they rolled their cameras and took notes. And now, finally, we can learn all of the things that these smarty pantsuses have to teach us. Life lessons from Bikini Bottom.
I don't know how it can get any more clear than that. Now, if you rewatch the show with this new information in mind, some things start to take on a whole new meaning. Throughout the series, there's this weird, unexplained
Yeah, I told you.
running gag of a human hand interfering with the characters. It's even in the beginning of every episode in the intro for the show. Maybe the filmmakers are doing a bit more than just studying these characters. The hand seems to mostly interfere just to maintain the health and safety of the characters, like treating SpongeBob for the suds.
Well, Mr. SquarePants, it seems you have the suds. Are you ready for your treatment? Oh, Hans!
It makes sense that the filmmakers wouldn't want to risk the safety of their main character. After all, there's no show without SpongeBob, but that's not the only reason why they interfere. Season 3, Episode 16, I Had an Accident, is infamous for having one of the most
Called it infamous because of its use in Doug Woolever's Skin Theory video, which was a big inspiration for me wanting to try my hand at SpongeBob. Okay, well, I gotta watch that video.
absurd, confusing endings in the entire show. It ends with a real gorilla suddenly coming out of a Patrick costume and attacking
This episode. Oh, this was such a funny episode when I watched it as a kid.
the characters.
A real gorilla? Huh?
Oh yeah, that's from SpongeBob. The indoors. I can't hit that note. You get the song. You know. Okay, you know that. So.
Then as soon as SpongeBob begins to question the logic of the scene, this happens.
What's a gorilla doing underwater in the first place?
Well, it's funny you should... I mean, see, George, they're onto us!
Let's get out of here.
SpongeBob is a weird show, but this has always stuck out as being just a little too weird. But knowing what we know now, I think I can explain what's going on here. This isn't a real gorilla. Every other land animal we've seen underwater wears a helmet and is drawn in a cartoony style. The gorilla is shown in a live-action style, and the only time we ever see live-action characters is when they're human. So I believe both the gorilla and the horse he rides away on are humans wearing costumes. The filmmakers set this whole thing up just to make the episode more entertaining. It's starting to seem like this isn't strictly a nature documentary anymore, it's more of a reality TV show made for entertainment. Who knows what other absurd elements of the show are actually put there by the filmmakers to make the show more entertaining and profitable. Although, based on the people's reaction, it doesn't always seem to pay off. But how far will the filmmakers go to make the show more profitable?
Saturday morning in Bikini Bottom. SpongeBob is watching his favorite Saturday morning show, The Adventures of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, enjoying a bowl of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy bland cereal. and wearing the official Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy Blackfist biters.
If we think of this as a television show, this sounds an awful lot like a product placement. I mean, listen to how the narrator specifically says the full names of the products.
The Adventures of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy Bland Cereal. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy Blackfist biters.
Why don't you let me fix you some of this new Mococo drink? All natural cocoa beans from the upper slopes of Mountain Nicaragua, no artificial sweeteners.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
Maybe the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy TV show is actually from the surface world. They are human after all. It makes sense that the filmmakers would choose to highlight these popular superhero characters. The more they show, the more they're gonna sell Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy merchandise. Also, Mermaid Man's old team of superheroes is referred to as a subsidiary of Viacom.
The International Justice League of Super Acquaintances, a subsidiary of Viacom.
And Viacom at the time was the company
Oh yeah, isn't that a real company?
that owned Nickelodeon, which owns SpongeBob. So that's just more proof that Mermaid Man is directly working for the showrunners. Hang on a second, why are Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy the same size as all the fish in Bikini Bottom, even though humans are always shown as massive compared to fish? Whatever, I'll come back to that one later. The show doesn't even just hide product placements. In the episode Model Sponge, they literally trick SpongeBob into making a commercial for a human product.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. Director.
Loose the pants!
What's happening?
New sponge commercial. Take one.
Your bathroom is a disaster. Get it cleaned up fast with the new sponge. Just look at that shine.
This is just like in real life how SpongeBob is such a popular character that he's used to sell tons and tons of products. So far I've shown you that the show
Did they ever sell a SpongeBob sponge? Yo, now that I think, did they ever do that? I don't think they ever did they? SpongeBob brand sponge. Yo, that's like a perfect... He's literally a sponge, and you guys never made a SpongeBob brand sponge. You could have made it like the same color scheme as SpongeBob with his whole pants and shirt. I don't think they ever did. Am I tripping? Yo, let me know in the comments. Did they ever come out with the SpongeBob sponge? That's the biggest missed opportunity.
SpongeBob SquarePants is actually a documentary television show, but the creators continually interfere to push their own agendas and make more money. But that brings us to an important question. Do the characters know they're in a television show? Let's go back to that clip where SpongeBob...
Do they break the fourth wall?
Bob hits the cameraman.
It means another whole year of boarding school!
Aww. What happened?
Oh, nothing, SpongeBob. You just struck another pedestrian.
Oh!
Mrs. Puff calls him a pedestrian, which sounds more like she thinks he's just some random Bikini Bottom citizen. The different types of marine life in SpongeBob are so diverse and weird looking that it's not too hard to believe that the characters just think these filmmakers are another weird type of fish. And back to the gorilla episode, the gorilla and the horse immediately get nervous and run away when SpongeBob questions what's going on.
Well, it's funny you should... I mean, see, George, they're onto us!
Let's get out of here.
Almost like the creators don't want the characters to be aware their lives are being interfered with. Now, there isn't a ton of footage of the characters interacting with the filmmakers, but I dug really deep and found the smoking gun that answers all of our questions. This is an old commercial from 2004 made to promote the SpongeBob movie.
Is that my boy? Carlos from YTV? Is that my boy Carlos from YTV? Shout out YTV. Who knows YTV? Let me know in the comments down below.
SpongeBob, what kind of jellyfish is that?
It's not a jellyfish, Patrick. It's a spaceship.
Hey guys, it's Carlos from the Zone. I was wondering if you could answer a few questions.
Questions? Run for your lives!
No, Pat, don't you see? It wants to learn about our world, and it's chosen us.
What? Yay! We've been chosen.
A submarine comes down to SpongeBob and Patrick to ask questions to promote the new movie. SpongeBob and Patrick are clearly confused by this and think the submarine is some kind of alien. They also have no idea that they're the stars of a movie.
Well, thanks guys. We'll see you in the movie!
Movie? What's that?
I know.
So I think it's pretty clear at this point that the characters are unaware their lives are being filmed and interfered with. But there are some characters that have to have some level of awareness. For example, the Dr. Fish that told the human hand to treat SpongeBob, and the Director Fish that directed the commercial for the human world. What makes these characters so special? First off, the Director Fish isn't actually from Bikini Bottom. Before he directed this commercial, we saw him as a citizen of New Kelp City in the episode Whatever Happened to SpongeBob. Out of all the characters they could have used, they specifically chose a character from out of town. Almost like the filmmakers didn't want to use anyone in Bikini Bottom so they wouldn't risk everyone finding out about the television show. Then there's the Dr. Fish. We don't know where he originally came from, but he's an extremely suspicious character. Usually he's purple, but sometimes he's orange, sometimes he's purple with orange hands.
What the hell?
And sometimes he's a pirate.
What the hell?
And he bears a striking resemblance to Dr. Manowar from the Jellyfish Convention.
And now it only hurts when you touch it.
Touch.
Why does he have so many
It does everything.
different disguises and identities? What is he hiding? Okay, so this isn't directly related to the television theory, but I have something really interesting to say about this doctor. In season 14's Don't Make Me Laugh, we see the Doctor
You're not the Death Note OST.
Fish wearing orange gloves. And I'm pretty sure this is like a super subtle reference to this one time that he randomly had orange arms in season 1. It's like they're trying to retcon this old animation mistake and give it an in-universe explanation. They also did this with Perch Perkins, a side character who's notoriously switched back and forth between having orange and purple skin throughout the entire show. But in season 13, we get this close-up shot of him where we can see little smudges of purple
Oh, snapped. What does that mean, Alex? What does that mean?
makeup, implying his inconsistent colors was always him just wearing makeup. It's like the creators are telling us that little details matter. Even things that are obviously just animation mistakes have explanations in the lore of this show. Okay, sorry for the tangent, I just thought that was really interesting. Back to the theory. I believe hidden throughout Bikini Bottom are spies like this, who are aware they're in a television show and keep tabs on the main characters and make sure everything goes to plan. There's so many suspicious characters in Bikini Bottom that it could literally be anyone. There's so many suspicious.
Many of these theories don't feed the muse. Fun fact number 2. Many of the theories line up with or foreshadow the plot of Don't Feed the Muse. Some of this was intentional, some of them were happy accidents. Don't Feed the Muse? What episode is that?
Characters in Bikini Bottom that it could literally be anyone. The mailman, the hot dog vendor, Old Man Jenkins, it could literally be anyone. Some people have pointed out that there's this scene with Patrick that could be implying
oh yeah, that episode.
He is a self-aware spy.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
But since this is the only example of anything suspicious with Patrick, I think it's a little more likely that he's just too stupid to understand what he's doing here. But what if I told you that the biggest spy of all isn't some random side character? It's one of the main characters of the show.
Can I guess? Who do I think is a spy? Gary? No. Not Plankton. Mr. Krabs? No. Sandy? Maybe it's Sandy. Not Squidward. Is this Squidward? Can't be Squidward. Or is it Mrs. Puff? I'm gonna say Sandy.
Someone who's been there from the very beginning.
Okay, then it's not Sandy.
Someone who's not even from Bikini Bottom.
Oh no, it is Sandy.
Someone who's not even from the ocean. That's right. Sandy Cheeks.
I got it, bro, because she's the most different out of all of them.
Sandy Cheeks is the thrill-seeking scientific squirrel from Texas who lives underwater in her tree dome. But why did she come to Bikini Bottom? In the episode Chimps Ahoy, we find out she was hired by a group of chimpanzees to come underwater and create inventions. But why does she need to be underwater to make inventions? She could have just as easily made any of her inventions on land. It must be extremely expensive to maintain a giant dome of air underwater. There is no way the only reason she's here is to make random inventions. I think this whole episode is an elaborate ruse to throw off the other characters from the real reason Sandy is in Bikini Bottom, to spy on the main characters and make sure the show stays on track. Many of the times the characters are in danger, Sandy conveniently steps in to save the day, and many of the wacky, entertaining episode plots are driven by an invention Sandy creates. Everything she does is a calculated move to carry out the hidden agenda of the filmmakers. Her entire friendship with SpongeBob and the other characters is built on a lie. But you're probably saying, Sandy is a sweet, friendly squirrel. There's no way she's behind this. You're not convinced yet? That's okay. Because what I'm about to show you is so mind-blowing, so insanely revealing, that it's actually the whole reason I decided to make this video. Get ready for the big one.
Alright, here we go. Sandy was spying on them. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just tell me.
Season 10, Episode 10, Feral Friends, is the episode that unlocks this entire mystery. During a birthday party, a green moon suddenly appears and turns everyone except Sandy into less evolved, real-life versions of themselves. Sandy is completely caught off guard by this and decides to call someone for help. And take a guess who she calls.
The human. It has to be a human. Oh, snap!
Hello, French narrator speaking.
Hey, Frenchie! It's me, Sandy!
Ah, Sandy Cheeks. How is it hanging?
Oh, it's not hanging too good, Frenchie. You see, there's this...
Don't say another word. I have been monitoring the behavior of the green moon all day.
Huh, yeah, I guess that's a pretty interesting clip, yeah. Holy s***! Sandy literally calls the narrator to let him know what's going on and asks for instructions on what to do next. She has been working with him the entire fucking time. He even has a picture of her on his desk.
Oh my god, the narrator! Oh my gosh, oh my gosh! Bro, my mind is just blowing up. My mind is just exploding, dude. This is crazy.
Many people have commented about this.
I should have reacted better. Shake my head. And you start screaming like a monkey.
But there has been a major new development for this Sandy is a spy theory. In the brand new SpongeBob movie, Saving Bikini Bottom, we basically get outright confirmation of this theory. Like, it's not even up for debate anymore. The movie reveals Sandy has been working for human scientists this entire time, and we even see this.
The reason I'm back in Texas is because Bikini Bottom...
weren't that the town you were spying on?
Yo! Double confirmed.
I weren't spying. I was doing observations.
Direct confirmation that Sandy is a spy 3 years after I posted my television theory.
This is why Alex Bale is the GOAT.
I'm doing something great and beautiful thanks to your scientific research, Cheeks.
My science? But
I thought I knew you.
It does seem like she didn't know the full extent of what was happening.
I didn't know that you were using me to spy on Bikini Bottom.
And also, it's never outright said that the humans are using them for a secret TV show. It's actually more about using them to create merchandise in the plot of this movie. But we do get confirmation that they've always been filming them, and that the human company that Sandy works for was recently bought out by a different company, which explains why they're focusing more on merchandise in this movie rather than a TV show.
You have reached Boots Laboratories, now a division of Gushing Waters Water Parks, and future home of Sea Pals.
Either way, I'm gonna take the W. This theory aged very, very well. This is where I originally planned on ending the video, but there is still one small issue with the television theory. Just one nagging plot hole that contradicts everything. If this is all a television show filmed by scuba divers, then how are we seeing inside the buildings? It's not like any of the humans filming the show
Actually, if they're using shrinking tech, then they probably could. Honestly, any impossible shot you can think of could be solved by one of Sandy's inventions.
Could fit inside them. It's the one annoying thing that keeps this theory from being complete. I mean, the most logical explanation is that they have hidden cameras inside of everyone's homes, but we never really see anything like that. Holy shit. Season 6, Episode 24, Truth or Square. The SpongeBob 10th Anniversary Special where they reveal lots of stuff about the characters. But the most damning piece of evidence comes from when the characters get lost in the Krusty Krab vents.
This again?
And end up in a room full of monitors showing live footage of all of their homes.
Oh, my house is on TV.
All of our houses are on TV. Mr. Krabs, why do you have cameras watching us?
Oh, I just want to make sure you all floss after every meal.
Thank you, Mr. Krabs. Dental hygiene is very, very important.
Dental hygiene? Eugene, you lying bastard. Of course he would sell out his friends for a quick buck. And if there's any part of you that thinks there's some chance Mr. Krabs has all these hidden cameras for some other reason, then take a look at what happens next.
Hey, who are those guys?
I think it's us,
Oh!
Patrick. But who are they?
Oh, bruh. And there you have it.
Whoa! That's crazy. That is crazy.
Alright, they're not even trying to hide it anymore. A cameraman and a boom operator have been following around the characters this entire time. And just like the gorilla, as soon as they get seen, they make a run for it. Okay, so obviously, in the new Sandy movie, Mr. Krabs sort of acts surprised and betrayed by Sandy being a spy, which kind of makes it seem like he's not a spy, but think about it. If you were Mr. Krabs and a fellow spy's cover was just blown, you're not just gonna confess that you are also a spy. You're obviously gonna play along and pretend like you didn't know anything. I don't think this really disproves anything.
Also, this is a fake imaginary Mr. Krabs. Then he probably wouldn't even know Sandy was a spy. What did this guy say? Actually, the camera moment happened before the crossroads scene in the vents, meaning Mr. Krabs. The Mr. Krabs who was the spy is still stuck in the vents, and the imaginary doppelganger Krabs didn't know cause SpongeBob, the one who created him, doesn't know about the spying. We going back to that imagination theory.
Here, the case is closed. The television theory is something the show has consistently alluded to from the very first episode to the newest episodes. Maybe one day the show will actually directly address it and our characters will discover the real truth about their world, but regardless, that's my theory. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hey, whoa, hang on a second. You thought I forgot about the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy thing, didn't ya? Alright, here's a quick bonus theory.
Bonus theory!
Oh yeah, I guess this one already kind of had a bonus mini theory. I'll still do a new proper mini theory after this, so don't worry. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy were two superheroes that fought crime underwater and protected the sea from evil. Whether or not they actually did this or was all staged for television isn't clear, but they both spent their lives underwater until they became old and retired. But after spending so much time under the sea, they no longer fit in with human society. Plus, Mermaid Man is clearly dealing with some form of dementia and PTSD from fighting evil.
But you can't retire. There's evil afoot.
Oh yeah, every time you say evil, this guy freaking starts crashing out.
What evil?
So, they decided to live the rest of their lives in Bikini Bottom, and in order to fit in better with their fellow sea creatures, they made the permanent decision to shrink themselves using Mermaid Man's shrinking belt. The case is closed. Again.
These theories are they're crazy, man.
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know
saying.
where he comes up with it. I don't know how he finds it, but the man he's spot on. He is spot on. I believe all of it.
That's why I call him the GOAT, bro. Only he can come up with these theories.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it right now. The television theory...
7th? No. This one wasn't that bad. It's pretty good quality. And this is his second theory he made. I can't judge because it's only the second video. that I watched, but he knows all of them.
Theory is the best SpongeBob theory I have ever made.
Oh, he put it. Damn.
Like it's not even close. If you were to ask me if any of my theories were actually intended by the creators, I'd definitely say the television theory. There is just so much evidence that this was actually planned from the start.
I mean, he's not wrong.
And now 3 years later, there's a movie.
Yeah, actually, you know what? It makes sense. Yeah, because he made this theory so long ago, and then 3 years later, they just proved his own theory. Yeah, it makes, yeah, valid take. This is number one because they themselves just proved his own theory.
Movie that's directly confirming it. This theory literally changes everything about this show, and it's so big that I end up using it in almost all of my future theories, and I've got a bunch of new television theory related discoveries inside of the coming mini theories too. Speaking of which,
skeleton theory. Another mini theory? I guess, how long? Oh yeah, let's just watch this too.
Skeletons and shivers down your spine.
So, there's this viral image that's gone around the internet that points out a really funny detail about this show. There seems to be a frightening number of miniature dead human skeletons in SpongeBob. And it's a really funny observation, but it's also really strange because why are there a bunch of mini dead human skeletons in SpongeBob? Like, the animators already have a generic design for a fish skeleton. Why are they going out of their way to make these human skeletons? They're obviously much more detailed and harder to draw. And this is something we see in both early and modern SpongeBob. Well, I think the television theory actually provides a pretty good explanation for this. We know there's tons of human scuba divers secretly.
But he's like the dudes who just who died from living underwater too long, or they got hit, like this guy.
Filming the show, and it even looks like some of them are fish-sized, and we know there is shrinking technology in this show, so like I've already said, I think it's fair to assume that humans shrunk themselves down to better film these characters undetected, which explains why we see so many tiny human skeletons. They're the crew members who sadly passed away during the filming of SpongeBob. They are deep underwater after all, it's not the safest place for humans to be. And that's about all I had to say about this topic. It's not actually that interesting.
Until
I probably wouldn't have even bothered making this separate mini theory if it wasn't for a very interesting piece of SpongeBob history that was recently made public. The original SpongeBob pitch Bible, the document created by Steven Hillenburg in 1997 to pitch the show to Nickelodeon, was just recently finally made available to the public. And it is full of fascinating early ideas and concept art for the show. But what's interesting to me is that much like the show itself, the pitch Bible is presented like a fictional in-universe report from a team of deep-sea divers discovering Bikini Bottom for the first time. An afternoon ascent into the deep crystalline gulf, which plummets from the island's coral base, revealed the natural wonder which had so long eluded the eyes of mankind. We had indeed found SpongeBoy, which was the original name for SpongeBob. There before us, glistening in the glow of our dive lamps, sat a submerged treasure unlike any. Hold
on, let me see that design again.
We had indeed found SpongeBoy, which was.
He had a blue shirt and he had a little hat on, goofy smile. Yeah, like the lime green pants, an undersea cartoon starring the world's most rectangular Baz, SpongeBoy, featuring a cast of aquatic characters submerged in nautical nonsense. Damn, that's crazy.
The original name for SpongeBob. There before us, glistening in the glow of our dive lamps, sat a submerged treasure unlike any other in the world. We were afforded a first-hand glimpse into the character of SpongeBoy and his world. It's crazy that even the pitch Bible for this show has lore. If this doesn't prove the television theory, I don't know what does. But there's something in this Bible that I always thought was a little strange. On page 12, there's a dedication section. It
Uh-oh.
Describes one of the first expeditions to Bikini Bottom taken by a deep-sea diver named Bucky Leavitt, using a new and untested diving suit, which ultimately imploded from the undersea pressures. Bucky died making the only known map of Bikini Bottom. It is to Bucky and his pioneer spirit that we dedicate this research. It's kind of a strange thing to include in a pitch for a kid's show, of all things. The story seems to be inspired by Benjamin Leavitt, the inventor of the suit shown in this photo, but there's no record of him ever dying during an expedition. So it seems like this story about Bucky was completely made up just to add more lore to the show. So it then begs the question, if he is a character in this universe, where is Bucky's body? Could he possibly be one of the human skeletons we've seen throughout the show? Well, we know Bucky died in his old
but he would be like in a suit.
Prototype diving suit, so I think his body would probably still be inside of it. So the real question is, do we know of any diving suits in Bikini Bottom?
The narrator.
And yes, we do. We see it almost every episode.
His TV is the helmet of the guy.
SpongeBob's television. SpongeBob's TV is clearly supposed to be an old diving suit helmet, but it's strange because it's so small compared to diving suits we've seen worn by other humans. So either this diving suit is from a shrunken human, or it's been compressed down to a smaller size by the pressures of the sea, just like Bucky's. We even see SpongeBob's TV design was a part of the original pitch Bible. I think there's a very good chance that this is supposed to be at least the head of Bucky Leavitt. I think every time SpongeBob is watching TV, he's actually staring directly at a dead human skull.
That's crazy.
And if you don't believe me, in Season 10's Whirly Brain, SpongeBob and Patrick fight over the TV and actually pull it apart. And for the very first time ever, we get a look inside.
Yeah, but it's just wires.
It's an extremely fast moment.
The light bulb.
But if
he's slowing it down.
If you go frame by frame, you'll see.
Oh snap! No, but that's probably the guy's body from TV. Cause you see the other half of his skin on the other side, on Patrick's side.
That inside of SpongeBob's TV is what looks like a human skull. And that is skeleton theory. Rest in peace, Bucky.
Rest in peace, Bucky, indeed. Once again, Alex Bale don't miss. The fact that that's his best one, which makes sense, it actually makes sense. I don't know, man. I don't know if all these can hold up now. We still got a lot. Got a lot to cover. But I'm all here for it. Yeah, I was yawning because I ate. This is the problem. If I eat before I record, then I start to get sleepy, and then it's game over. But we made it through. W video. I can't believe. I keep saying I can't believe, but then it makes sense that this was his best work because it's true. Like the creators literally made his theory true. So that's obviously his best work. Makes 100% sense. And yeah, I got nothing else. I am excited to see the rest. Mrs. Puff's theory looking crazy by the thumbnail already. Anyways, if you guys like the video, make sure to like and subscribe for more reactions. Let me know if there's any reactions you want me to see. We're gonna go through this whole thing. And like I said in my previous videos, I have a Discord server as well. The link is always in the description. Join that. Let me know what your thoughts are about the content. Tell me Any suggestions? And also, the 400 subscriber incentive is still up there. If we hit 400 subs by the end of the month, I will live stream the High School Musical Alex Bale Theory, and we're gonna watch it together as one big family. So if you want to see that, subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.